There were several Delmar faces in the courtroom today to show their continued support for this Delmar hero, Corporal Keith Hecook, and his family. Despite many people saying they feel it would harm the environment, DNREC says that's not the case and have given the project the green light. You can see just how large this 13-foot statue is as it towers over me. But people we spoke with today say the sculpture's power is not found in its size, but in the face and the story of the hero it represents. As you can see here behind me, the equipment is set up to begin pumping sand from the ocean. Mayor Natalie Magdeburger tells WBOC it's all set to start this Saturday. It's like a switch the way the rain is starting up and stopping, but one thing that hasn't given way this morning is the wind. You can see this trash can behind me. A pretty big trash can has been blown over. They've been through tropical storms before, but didn't know what to expect with this. Just preparing for the worst with generators, propane tanks, candles, sandbags. Hey, good morning, Bill. On a normal day here in Crisfield, it will be nice to just take a seat in this hammock and just take in all the views, but there aren't very many neighbors here to do so right now, and for good reason, because of all this flooding here. Just to give you a little scope and measurement of what this flooding looks like, we've got a speed limit sign here, and I can actually see where the water was even higher, so it looks like it has gone down a little bit, but we are in high tide. The Daisy family has owned this house for decades. They say demolishing it and building a much bigger one on this double lot will keep their family's legacy alive. Corey Mumford Sr. lost his son exactly 1 week ago today, but as you can see here behind me, the young man's presence is still felt here in the Laurel community. Prayers for the Pews. It has quickly become the saying here in Laurel, from Facebook posts to appearing on displays and signs all over town similar to this one. A team of archaeologists and volunteers are getting down and dirty to try to uncover history in Lewis. Those I spoke with today say they watched in agony as the bicyclist was airlifted from the scene with serious injuries. They say kids often walk across Bridgeville Highway from these apartments to get to and from school every day. But with only a two-way stop here, many say it's only a matter of time before another crash occurs. The mayor says this digital sign at Town Hall used to display messages is exempt from the town's ordinance because it is used for emergency purposes. Any other digital signs like this one here at a local bank can only show the time, date, and temperature according to the current ordinance. Experts and officials say it's as simple as a thief either breaking a window or simply opening an unlocked door, removing a part of the steering wheel to expose the ignition, and then using a USB plug-in to start the car. Thankfully, mantis shrimp are harmless when they're dead, but as you can see, they're pretty big. And with their large claws, it's easy to see how it can be painful if you step on one. All it takes is a pair of skates from Miss Debbie and a few laps around the rink to feel like a member of the skate world family.
God, after you tell us and guide us, help us to get up and do it, God.
A prayer for the victims and for the community in the midst of chaos. Following Sunday's shooting, neighbors and activists say it is just one way they're trying to bring an end to violence involving young people in Laurel.
We've been engaging with our town council and our mayors, sitting down with our police officers. We have been trying to sit at the table to try to come up with solutions to try to figure out how we can stop the violence in our streets.
Many say they'd like to see the town implement a curfew to ensure that teenagers are off the streets at night. But Denora Elsie says that's not enough.
God, even if we have to do it all by ourselves, oh God.
It is devastating, and every time it keeps happening, it reopens the wound. We do not want our young people feeling like they have to take matters into their own hands. We have to show them as adults that we are rational thinking people and that they're children with their emotions, but we can help them to bring those emotions into some kind of a resolution.
Eunice Chandler agrees. She says the shooting on Sunday is not the first time an incident like this has happened, but she hopes it is a wake-up call for all.
As a mother to these children, just think before you start taking somebody's life. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth giving your life up? Is it worth killing somebody? Because we're hurting out here. Our kids are hurting.
A community hoping to save young lives before it is too late. We're here on Division Street in downtown Salisbury, where this Harriet Tubman Beacon of Hope statue was officially welcomed to its temporary home this afternoon. And while the sculpture is an alluring piece of art for the community to look at, people we spoke with today say its purpose and its impact is much greater. And from thy good Voices joining together in song, flooding the streets of downtown Salisbury. Several people gathered with a camera in hand and a smile on their faces to formally welcome Wesley Wolford's Beacon of Hope statue to the area. Melva Wright says she feels a deep religious connection with Tubman and the sculpture.
She fought for freedom, and the AME Zion Church is actually known as the Freedom Church.
Nancy Mitchell, the poet laureate for the city of Salisbury, is one of many who spoke about Tubman's legacy during the event. She also hopes Tubman's fight for freedom inspires the community.
These things that hold people back, they're bondage for them. And what she does is show us how to achieve freedom.
Freedom for a city with a dark history of racial division. The statue sits just yards away from a landmark acknowledging lynchings that happened near the courthouse.
We really ought to be working together to bring about the change that is needed, especially in a community like Salisbury.
But through the irony of its placement, the statue's guiding light shone bright and stood high today, along with the hopes of everyone there to celebrate.
He said, you know, I'll either die trying, or I'll die and I'm not giving up. So I think that that's what she is for us. And she inspires us.
A statue bringing the community together. In Salisbury, Kirstyn Clark, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader. We're here in Greenwood today where chaos has turned into compassion. Several people and groups have come out to help clean up the aftermath of Saturday evening's tornado that ripped through the area. We spoke to people today who lost a lot to that storm, but we also spoke to people who have been willing to give their effort and time to restore it. Today, a whirlwind of activity across Greenwood. This was all that was left of Stacy Warrington's home on Fawn Road.
You walk out of your house on a regular day, you never think it's going to be the last time you walk out of your house.
Neighbors grateful to be spared while grieving the loss of one who died after his home collapsed.
Bless his heart, we know where he's at, and I'm thankful. Right now, we are being so blessed.
Delaware State Police has not confirmed his identity. Now, cleanup crews break the calm after the storm. Groups like the Sussex Tech baseball team spend hours clearing debris and cutting tree limbs.
Winning at life, is teaching them life lessons and helping out their community and being a part of their community.
And close friends like Ken Adams donated his company's trucks to help dispose of debris.
They're going through all this and they're kind of at a loss probably to, how do we get through this? And just a thought to be able to come help them.
Many are in this for the long haul.
People have lost their homes. Sadly, an individual lost their life. We have children, as the mayor was saying, that are now displaced, that are going to have unfamiliarity. We want to make sure that they know that their community is here to support them.
People working together to twist a tough situation into a beacon of hope. In Greenwood, Kirstyn Clark, WBOC News, Delmarva's news leader.